5. If everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please be seated. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. on the 8th of September. If we can go ahead and get the roll call. Carolyn, thank you.
Sure. Shirley Burkhorn.
Here.
Ryan Wakely.
Here.
Jessica Mendoza. Conrad Lubinsky.
Here.
Jordan Dirksen.
Here.
Camille Wilcox.
Here.
Linda Wolfarth.
Here.
Tom Green.
Yep.
Carolyn Matthews.
Okay. Thank you. If I get a motion for approval of the agenda,
I'll make a motion.
if I can get a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, and we'll go ahead and do roll call again. Thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Jessica Mendoza. Conrad Lubinsky.
Yep.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Camille Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfarth.
Aye.
And then if we can go ahead and get a motion for approval of the minutes,
I'll make a motion.
if I can get a second on that?
I will second.
Okay, and roll call again. Thank you, Ms. Caroline.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Jessica Mendoza. Conrad Lubinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Camille Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfarth.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. If I can get a motion for approval of the bills,
I'll make a motion.
if I can get a second on that,
I'll second.
and then let's go ahead and do roll call vote again. Thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Jessica Mendoza. Conrad Lubinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Camille Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfarth.
No.
Okay, motion carries. We don't have any open issues to talk about right now, so we'll kind of just jump right into everything under me. How are we sounding on the back? We're still good on the feet? Okay. So, obviously, we put out a poll a little bit over a week ago now concerning Halloween, just to kind of get responses from the residents. I think there was a little bit of a misconception about what it was for. This was merely to get input from the residents about how they felt in the situation, trick-or-treating, in regards to COVID-19, just kind of get a community response from this. We haven't made any decisions, we haven't talked about this yet. I haven't made a stance any which way on how to address it yet. This was merely just to get an idea of what the residents felt. So after taking those responses into consideration, looking at what we got so far, I believe we got about 72 people that actually responded to it. I think that the best way to address this at this point, especially since the board reached out to me and they kind of let me know how strongly they felt about this, is that the board is going to ultimately end up making a decision on this. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to give the poll results and the answers to the board at large. We're not going to discuss this tonight. We're not going to make a decision on anything tonight. We're still quite a bit far, away from Halloween and trick-or-treating as it is. And the board's going to end up having to have a special meeting to kind of go over these results and then ultimately make a decision how the village treats trick-or-treating. And what I'm going to end up doing is probably abstaining myself from that meeting. And what I'll kind of say is personally the way I feel, and this is not the decision the village is making at this time, and the intent of this and some of the responses we've got, because we got a number of responses that are definitely very valid, is that as a village, or as myself, I don't feel personally it's something we should necessarily encourage as being safe and something that needs to be done, and I don't think we should take the position on that as a board to encourage this. Some of these responses in here, and I know there was some confusion into the wording of this, when I asked, would you be offended if the village was involved in trick-or-treating or not this year, it wasn't, I'm not quite sure how people took that, but it was literally exactly what it meant. It is that if we didn't promote it, if we didn't advertise it, how would people feel on the matter? Not if we policed it, if we went, I'm not quite sure, some of the responses left me confused. All it was supposed to be is get people's input on there if we didn't advertise it, which I think would be something that would be wise of the village to do, considering what's happening. I was not encouraging policing this. I was not encouraging going after children for trick-or-treating on these days. Honestly, I wasn't sure which way I felt, even when this first went out. But there's some very valid concerns from a number of residents. They say that they are concerned from having people visiting their house, especially with everything that's going on. So what's going to happen, like I said, is just the board will take this information, look over it. You guys will set up a special meeting. We'll kind of coach you through this. We'll talk with Tom as necessary to get things in order. And then you guys will run this and make the decision ultimately, and it'll be on the board to make this decision and decide how the Village of Capron treats trick-or-treating in 2020 in light of COVID. And that's all we're at for that tonight. Moving forward, discussion, approval, and purchase of equipment and tools in the ballpark of $8,000 to $12,000. Now, we've already got stuff budgeted aside, we've already got money that's there for this. We haven't gone through anywhere near what our total budget is for the year. We've got a couple of tools that we've been meaning to purchase that we need to. For instance, some of this has to do with the new cutoff saw. These are rather expensive. The one we've got is no longer in production. It's hard to get parts for any longer. Every time the guys use it, it sets off their gas meter and tells them to get fresh air because the fumes from it are so strong. We need to replace it. It's getting too old to be really viable any longer. The guys also don't have any tools to basically be effective in some of the tear down needed to repair B boxes in different areas around town. They don't have a jackhammer, they don't have, some of the slider, I guess, construction equipment that would be necessary to remove portions of sidewalk or to effectively replace portions of the road and go through stuff like that. So we need to get stuff like, a rotary hammer, a small, a demolition tool like a jackhammer. We've got to get a cutoff saw. We've got to get several items. I kind of ballparked the figures so far, and it kind of puts us in that $8,000 to $12,000 range, depending on what kind of deals we can get, what packages are available, and who we source it from. I can't give you a more concrete figure than that, but it's something that we can no longer continue to wait on and put off. This is stuff that we can go back a while. Now, they asked for when they first got on. They said, we need this to do the job, and just little things along the way, we weren't able to do it. Now, with the water main project wrapping up, with the well project wrapping up, they're starting able to focus elsewhere, and once again, they're like, we need this equipment to continue doing the job we need. For instance, one of the tool items we want to get would allow us to do core drilling. When we were getting the furnaces and AC installed in the building replaced, in order to get a higher efficiency furnace, they would need to do a core drill through the foundation. That was going to tack on something like $15,000 to the overall project cost, just to be able to do that. If we have this equipment ourselves, we can kind of help preempt some of those expenses. It would cost us $2,000 to $3,000 for a kit to be able to do this work, and we can end up saving anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 in the back end of these projects and still get more accomplished. So that's what I'm looking at to do with this. I just want to get the approval from the board to say, yes, let's move ahead with these purchases so we can get the guys working on some of these other smaller projects around town.
So you have a list of what we need then?
I've got a rough list right now. I'm going through and kind of critiquing it, and like I said, it's mostly just heavy power tools, heavy construction power tools and stuff like that. It's kind of the full kit and caboodle what do we need to get. Because again, going through what the village has, one of the only items we have is got to be, at this point, 15 plus years old, and we just can't keep working with this stuff. So, is there any other questions kind of concerning this, or it's just basic public works tools is what we're getting here. It's nothing too extravagant.
So do you need a motion to approve it?
Yeah, if there's no questions, then yeah, I'd like a motion to approve, a purchase not to exceed $12,000 at this time.
I'll
And you
make a
said we
motion
have
to
the
approve.
money.
Was it?
And I'm sorry, and you said we do have the money.
Oh,
There
yeah,
was no
no,
problem.
we've got the money for it, yes.
Okay. No, go ahead now,
Okay.
sorry.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. And then, Ms. Carolyn, if we go ahead and roll call on that.
Yep. Shirley Burkhorn,
Aye.
Ryan Wakely,
Aye.
Jessica Mendoza, Conrad Lubinski,
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen,
Aye.
Camille Wilcox,
Aye.
Linda Wolfarth.
Aye.
Awesome, thank you, motion carries. Okay, we'll just kind of run through real quick. Trustee Wilcox, do you have anything this evening?
Just with the Halloween thing, will we know, I guess in the past, the village has not really been involved with the decisions with Halloween, it's been the Legion.
Okay.
And they make the decision whether they're going to have something down at the ballpark,
Mhm.
and it's been the fire department
Yeah.
that makes the decision whether they're gonna have a parade. I
Mhm.
just want everybody, all the voter, all the residents to understand that that's not part of what we would be involved in. So if the fire department decides to not have it this year because of COVID, or the Legion, that's not something we make the decision on. So all we would be actually doing is just deciding whether to endorse it or not, is that correct?
This is up for you guys to decide and make a decision on if we
Or,
say, if we
or
say.
even if we do make a decision at all, because really, how do other towns decide that?
Well, I know there's already other communities that have considered completely canceling trick or treating and not allowing it.
Yeah, but we've never done it.
Well, I know, but like I said, this would be for you guys to research, look into, and discuss.
Okay.
And so I am completely abstaining from this entire process, so.
I think last year, I think it was Halloween, Poplar Grove had an issue, and it seems like they got canceled or something, and he left it to where the people in the village could decide to do it themselves, because it was not a board decision, it was nothing to do with the government, it was,
That would
like
be
you
my
said,
idea.
it was up to the people in town, and if they wanted to be part of it, they put their lights on and their kids participated, if they didn't want
So
to,
Just like any other year.
I'm gonna bring this in real quick, though. This is what you guys are discussing at the
At the
special
meeting?
meeting.
Okay.
And so tonight's not for that discussion,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
special meeting.
no, that's fine then.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, trustee Wilcox?
That's all.
Okay, trustee Dirksen?
Nothing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Trustee Wolfarth?
I didn't get the minutes or the agenda or anything until this afternoon.
No, you got it yesterday, I sent it out yesterday.
I sent a notice when she asked me if I had anything for it, and I sent that back, but I just got it.
Well, I can tell you right now, I made sure it was sent yesterday. So if you received this afternoon, that was not due to any fault of our own. Did you have anything for the agenda?
No,
Okay,
but I just was curious, because I mean, I didn't know to like pre-read for the minutes or, you know, the bills, and
did you read the minutes?
I did, yes,
Okay.
after you sent it, yes.
Okay, good. Trustee Burkhardt, go ahead, with your water report.
The water and wastewater treatment plant are running smoothly. The water main project is done. We are now moving on to the roads and the sidewalk portion of the project. And then in other news, this has nothing to do with the water wastewater treatment plant, but I've prepared 80 ink cartridges that were brought into the village hall to send in for recycling. When we put the box back out, please do not put your garbage in the recycle bin. It goes to my home and then I have to go through your garbage, please. That's all.
Does it say recycle ink cartridges on it? Maybe they're thinking recycling.
It says
Paper.
it's a recycle and it shows an ink cartridge.
Oh, okay, because I just thought maybe they were thinking, you know, how you recycle bottles or
Right,
whatever, and they were.
and there's ink cartridges in it.
Understanding,
But then there was candy wrappers and everything else in there.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is that all, trustee Burkhardt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Trustee Wakely?
I was gonna ask about the flags that were all taken down. Are we replacing those? Or,
Typically, those are for the summer. I know we had,
Okay.
we're waiting on replacements for them and everything, but it's kind
I
of one
have
of those things where.
scarecrows.
Yeah. Let's not even go
I
there.
have
Let's not even go there.
little
So, yeah, so
things.
it's something we've definitely considered replacing. It's just they needed to come down for the summer,
Right, yeah,
especially as the
yeah,
weather
they're-
turns. It was gonna get worse at that point.
I was just gonna see if we had any speed help update on,
No, actually, we were getting caught up on some bills that would allow us to purchase some of that equipment again.
Okay.
And so once I think we're caught up, because some things were let slide that we weren't aware of, we'll be able to get those purchased
Cool.
just as quick as we can, so.
Cool.
I'll give you an update once we get that.
Alright, cool.
Mr. Green, do you have anything?
Nope.
Okay. There's no new business, no reports on unfinished business, any closing
Well,
comments?
If I might.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We do have the bond issue.
Oh, yes, sorry.
So, that should, we should have a bond ordinance for the next meeting,
Okay.
and then a bond closing thereafter. So
Yeah.
it was posted, you have to post it for 30 days. Luckily, the timing works out that I think the 30th day is like the day before the next meeting, so we can do the bond ordinance. It's a small bond extension off of the previous one we did. So be prepared for that next week, there'll be a bond ordinance.
Okay,
And then we'll
perfect.
close out, then you and I will talk about getting that closed, and
Okay,
Carol and I'll talk with you about things that need to be done to close the bond issue.
perfect.
Sorry, I should have brought that up. Thanks.
Oh, no, you're fine. And just, so we reiterate real quick, that's just wrapping up the water main project and the extension of finances for that and everything, so that's all that's involved with. All stuff we've discussed prior to this. Any additional closing comments?
Dollar General moving along?
Yes, yes, if people have noticed, they've actually been breaking ground out there and kind of cleaning up the property. We've been working with them, we got that project moving forward again. Luckily, Miss Carolyn's been helping a lot with that too, and been in contact with Alex as well. So, yep, nope, it's definitely moving forward. I know tentatively the original timeline is they wanted to be finished like mid-December. So we're hoping to have that done this year.
Okay.
Awesome. I will open the floor now for audience comments. Let's go ahead and double check the time. It is now 7:15. I'll give it, the next couple minutes here for people to respond. I don't think there's too much of a delay, and if there's no response, it's all relatively quiet, and we'll kind of wrap it up early. Again, you can call Village Hall, 815-569-2351. Leave a comment there. Comment on YouTube, you can chat with us there. And I guess if you really want to, you can try and shoot us an email, and we might get it in time, but I can't guarantee that.
If it phone rings, it's in there.
Oh, and I guess while we wait.
Can I get one of those?
Yeah. There you go.
How's the book box coming along?
Good. I haven't had much time to work on it because they've been working overtime, so.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
understand.
get home, it's
Is there
just
enough
like,
for me?
There should be a.
yeah, it's getting there, I just haven't had a whole lot of time.
Hey, Scarlett, we'll grab the phone, I think we might actually have someone calling in.
Oh, yeah, so,
Yeah, it's up there.
oh, yeah.
And then also, just so everyone's aware, I know we're getting a couple of messages right now, the meeting is gonna be on YouTube from now on.
Great.
Facebook we've had some issues with, it's been a little unreliable at times, things always haven't been posted in time, it's always gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be the same exact link that's on every agenda, you can go to the same place that you always go now, and it'll never change for that. Let's see here. If you want, you can message the Facebook page as well, and I'll try and monitor that right now.
COVID is bullshit.
That's where I just got to also. Oh, I have to look at
I
that.
love our residents.
Do we have a comment, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I will be right back.
I mean, if you think about it, half the kids are gonna be in mass anyways. I mean,
And they're outside
It's
for
like-
most of it.
if you're really worried about it, put a bowl of candy in your driveway, stand 10 feet, 12 feet back, say happy Halloween.
I don't think it's for us to decide.
No, I can't.
Let the parents be a parent. And let the resident, if they don't wanna turn the light on, keep it off. I don't know where we should be making the decision for people. It's interesting, this column here. See, discussion is fascinating because the thing being left up to the parents, strongly agree is 5. Look at all the 5s.
Mm-hmm.
No, we represent these people. That's who they're here for,
Mm-hmm.
is the mass, So, yeah, there's an awful lot of 5s there. We can't dispute that.
No, I thought that it would be up to the parents.
It always
themselves.
has been.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if the fire department's going to involve this
I haven't asked anybody.
and it doesn't,
So we did have one individual call, it was unrelated to the meeting. Let's see here, they hung up before I could actually get to them. We'll leave the line open for a little bit more until, if they wanna call again, I suppose. We do have a couple comments on YouTube. Could you post the meeting a bit earlier? So we posted this meeting for 48 hours in advance. Our schedule's been posted for the year. This is something that's been happening on the same exact channel for the last several weeks now. This is nothing new. I don't think we could really post it any earlier. How come I was showing an old meeting? It'll show whatever the prior meeting is until we go live. There's no way for us to really post something before we actually broadcast it. And I know sometimes it'll say, there might be an upcoming one, but all I can tell everyone is, we meet the second and fourth Tuesday of every single month at 7 PM, like we have from now until forever. We will continue to do so. The videos are going to be on YouTube from now on. It seems to be the easiest for everyone to access. You don't need a Facebook account or anything, or even a login to be able to see this, and that's why we're doing this. We got another comment. What's so secretive here? I have no idea what that's referencing or what that means, but okay. I don't think we're being very secretive as we broadcast to YouTube Live the entire meeting and everything that happens, and the board can attest that nothing has happened outside of this meeting that hasn't been broadcast. Is there any other comments? Again, you can call real quick, you can kind of hit us up on Facebook, I'll try and respond there and see if it pulls up or not. We have had a couple more people have joined, so I'll just give it another minute here and we'll wrap it up.
Where was the agenda posted for this meeting?
The post office in Village Hall door.
Okay,
That's the same place we've posted it for the last 4 years.
yeah, was that the
So-
post office?
Probably longer.
And actually, well, I'm saying specifically, we posted it here in our terms, the last 4 years, but no, the post office has been
Post
a
office
common posting
usually.
ground for the last decade plus, I know of at least.
Right.
So
Right.
literally, the same places we've always posted. So, okay, if there's nothing else gonna pop it up, nobody else is calling, so let's kind of wrap it up. If I get a motion to adjourn the meeting,
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
if I get a second,
I'll second.
let's go ahead and just do a roll call real quick.
Shirley Berghorn,
Aye.
Ryan Wakely,
Aye.
Jessica Mendoza, Conrad Lubinski, Jordan Dirksen,
Aye.
Camille Wilcox,
Aye.
Linda Wolfar.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned, 7:22 PM. Thank you.